Paddy Pimblett versus Jared Gordon took place in the co-main event of UFC 282, Blachowicz versus Ankalaev, and oh my god, what a performance by Paddy Pimblett. This guy is the next level. Watch out, ranked contenders of the lightweight division. They're all going to be ducking him now because this guy is truly on another level. What a performance from him. 29-28 across the board. Unanimous decision. No controversy here whatsoever. No more further questions. We move on to who's next to suffer the wrath of the great Paddy Pimblett. I'm joking, he's terrible and it was a robbery decision. He's awful. He can't fight. He's just terrible. He can't strike at least. Listen, his jiu-jitsu may be good, but this guy can't strike. And I'll be honest, I said this would be the last win of Paddy Pimblett's career. In my prediction video, I said he's going to beat Jared Gordon, but this will be the last guy that he beats because if he takes a step up, he's definitely going to lose after this one. And I didn't realize that, no, Paddy Pimblett, his ceiling is Jared Gordon. 34-year-old, small for lightweight, not that good, but okay. Unranked lightweight contender at 34 years of age is the limit for Paddy Pimblett's career. Here we are. What a bad decision. What a bad performance by Paddy Pimblett. And what a bad performance by Jared Gordon. That's why this is so bad. I watched it back. I watched back round 1 and round 3 to make sure that I wasn't being foolish and falling in line with the narrative and actually seeing how the fight went. It wasn't the worst robbery of all time. Don't get me wrong. I see a lot of people saying, oh my god, this is literally the worst robbery I've ever seen in my entire life. This fight was a close fight, but there was a clear winner, and it was Jared Gordon. It just was. There was a clear winner, and it was Jared Gordon. And listen, round 1 was close. It was, but Jared Gordon won round 1, and he won it clearly, and he landed the better shots, and he landed more shots. So what's the argument for Pimblett in round 1? Honestly, though, what's the argument? He lost round 1. Round 3 is the argument. I can't say 3. 3. I'm not doing it. I'm just saying it like a Brit. Round 3 is the argument. Okay? It is. Round 1 ain't the argument. So for 2 judges to give Paddy Pimblett round 1, I swear if they try and pull the whole, well, he cut him open at the end, it wasn't enough to change that round. He landed good shots in round 1. It was a close round. I just rewatched it, okay? I don't think this is a terrible, terrible decision, like everyone's saying, but it was a clear decision that should have gone to Jared Gordon. He lost round 1. Pimblett lost round 1. He got hit by the better shots. He even got taken down at the end of round 1. Remember that? I didn't even remember that when I was watching it live. And I thought that Gordon got a little bit robbed. I didn't even think about, I didn't even think that he took him down in round 1. Gordon took down Pimblett at the end of round 1 and hit him with a big ground and pound shot and started sort of like tapping away before Pimblett landed a bit of an elbow at the end and cut him open a bit. He got a takedown in that round, as well as winning on the feet. Let's just put it into this perspective. 2 judges gave Paddy Pimblett round 1. In round 1, Pimblett was outlanded. He was hit by the better shots. Jared Gordon outlanded Pimblett, hit him with the better shots of the round as well, hit him with the cleaner shots, and got a takedown at the end of the round just to make sure. And 2 judges gave that round to Paddy Pimblett. The argument is genuinely round 3. That is a close round. However, I don't feel like Pimblett in hindsight did enough damage in the clinch and also by taking the back at the end to mitigate Gordon controlling him for the entire round and taking him down a couple of times in that round as well and landing his own decent shots there as well. Pimblett is terrible at fighting. He's good at jiu-jitsu. Like, you've got to admit, like, his jiu-jitsu skills are good. This is it. This is the end of Pimblett. And you know what? I'm almost happier that he's moving on because at least now we'll see him lose properly. You know what I mean? We'll see him lose for real now. Because trust me, if he takes on any of these ranked guys, or even anyone just outside the rankings like a Guram Kutteledze, a Demir Ismagulov, a Jarlin Turner, dude, if these guys are striking in a cage with Pimblett, I can't even. I almost threw up just then. I can't even think about. I'm dying. I'm dying thinking about what they would do to him. His stand-up is so awful. I don't know how is he 3-0 in the UFC? Now 4-0. Like, he didn't do enough in the third round to get the decision. Gordon had too much control and almost too much and too many takedowns as well. But he did outland Gordon in the third round. I'm just going to be honest. He did. He outlanded him, landed better on the feet, and also landed more in the clinch and on the takedowns. But I don't think it's enough to justify being manhandled the entire round, pretty much. Round 1 is Gordon's round. I can't believe and it's not even about what I think, like, who won the third round. The judges scored it to Pimblett based on the first round being Pimblett's. You can't score round 1 to Pimblett. Round 2, you can. He won it towards the end of round 2. He had a great flurry. There was a bit of an eye poke, but then he had a good flurry at the end of round 2 again. I believe he won round 2 pretty clearly. Close, though. Still very close. And not by a higher margin or a wide margin, but he won round 2 based on the end of round 2. He lost round 1, and he should have lost round 3. And the judges gave him it based on round 1. And to listen to Dana White, listen to this. And also, I'm going to get into Pimblett's response because he's just straight delusional. He's delusional. But Dana White, to say in his post-fight press conference, yeah, Gordon shouldn't have taken the third round off. Paddy Pimblett literally said he took the third round off. Paddy Pimblett in his post-fight interview said, yeah, I took the third round off, lad. I was hurting, mate. I knew I had the first 2 rounds, lad. I took off the third round. He literally said he took off the third round, and that's what it looked like. It looked like he was just accepting being against a cage and taking off the round. And Dana's got the audacity to sit there at the post-fight press conference and go and say, Gordon shouldn't have taken off the third round. Gordon was the one pushing in the third round. He was the one trying to win the third round by controlling Pimblett and trying to get takedowns. I can't believe the decision there. But I can. I can. I just can. Because I was watching it live and I was like, Gordon's got this, but watch it go to Pimblett. Watch it be a split decision. I didn't think all 3 judges were going to go 29-28 Pimblett. But let's just say this. Because we can talk about the decision all day long. It's not the right decision. No matter what you think about the decision, Paddy Pimblett is not elite at fighting. He isn't. His jiu-jitsu might be good, but he's not good at fighting. And neither is Jared Gordon. And that's the sad part about it. You know what's sadder than Paddy Pimblett getting the bad decision and Gordon getting robbed? Gordon is terrible for even making this close, based on how Pimblett was looking in there. Gordon looked terrible at fighting. So I know a lot of people are going to say, like, Gordon's the real deal, he won. Gordon ain't even the real deal, and he should have won that fight. Gordon's terrible at fighting. We knew it before, and we know it even more now. He's not good at fighting. He looked awful, and he still won. And he was outstriking Pimblett. How bad is Pimblett on the feet? I just farted and I'm going to speak loudly over it. I farted twice there. How bad is Pimblett on the feet? Swinging punches like that. Like, are you training stand-up or not? What's going on? And I know what's going to get Pimblett in trouble. He don't even shoot takedowns, really. He shot at the end of the first and ended up getting reversed. And whenever he does shoot a takedown, he doesn't really get it. He don't really shoot takedowns. He thought he was going to KO Jared Gordon in the first round here. And he thinks his stand-up is good. He's going to get hurt badly. Garam Kutateledze, Joel Alvarez. I don't even want to think about him versus a Fiziev. Literally, him versus Fiziev will be Pimblett coming in and then and then just Pimblett gets KO'd, first round finish. It won't even be close. He'll get schooled by Fiziev. He'll get schooled. just by superior striking, and Fiziev just lighting him up with good striking technique. Pimblett looked terrible. He's not winning after this unless he takes a step back. He might need a step back. Like, genuinely, I know they're not saying this in his corner because he thinks he won the fight clear, which is crazy to think that he thinks he won that fight and was taken off the third round. That tells me he's dumb and has no understanding of how fights are scored. And he's going to be dumb in the future with, like, cruising to a decision, thinking he's won a fight that he hasn't. But I'm telling you this right now, dude. He needs to take a step back. If I'm in Paddy Pimblett's corner, I'm saying right now, listen, dude. I know you're going to want to move on and move up the rankings. And the UFC is probably going to want to put him in there against a ranked opponent as well. I'm saying to Pimblett, hey, Mark Madsen. What about Mark Madsen? Hey, I was thinking about Vince Piquel as a matchup next up. I'm not thinking Terrence McKinney. McKinney beats him. And that's a step back. Drew Dober beats him. Arman Sarukian whoops him. They all whoop him. They're all going to beat him. They're all going to beat him. The best chance he has against anyone half decent at lightweight is purely based on style matchups, Grant Dawson, because Dawson's pretty bad on the feet as well. And he will optionally grapple with Pimblett, which might give Pimblett a chance. The hype is over. Even though he won. And I think people need to be okay with that as well. Like, I know you wanted him to lose and he should have lost. The result is still the same. Right? I know Jared Gordon didn't get his win bonus and that's sad and Jared Gordon deserves it. But Gordon wouldn't have been anything at lightweight either. At least now we see Pimblett against maybe a big name ranked fight. But at the same time, the hype's done for Pimblett. Like, it's straight up dead in the water. I didn't believe he was going to win a fight past this one. I never thought he was going to be good. But now I know he ain't got it. He doesn't move his head. He has no understanding of striking. Look at the Ilia Topuria-Bryce Mitchell fight and how technical that was. Go up to light heavyweight and look how technical Blachowicz versus Ankalaev was in those first 3 rounds. And then watch Pimblett Gordon. Pimblett is terrible. I'd be thinking about maybe Nasrat Haqparast. But even Nasrat's just going to box him up and probably finish him. It's dangerous for Pimblett at lightweight. I don't know where he goes from here. He should, honestly, I think the best chance Pimblett has is try for the McGregor fight. Because even maybe then McGregor's never the same and he could get the jump on McGregor and just make that quick payday while he's here. He needs to try a ranked opponent because, honestly, I don't know if he beats Vince Piquel. I think Jim Miller might KO him. Yes or no in the chat, in the comment sections. Jim Miller might KO him. I might pick it. I would pick it. I would actually pick it. I would. If Jim Miller was like a plus 200 against Pimblett or a plus 180, I'd pick him to beat Pimblett by KO after that fight. I would. And I don't think anyone would disagree with me there. I'd pick Ignacio Bahamondes. I'm looking down the rankings. There ain't much better for him down the rankings. I'd pick Jamie Malarkey. Jamie Malarkey would beat him. Terrence McKinney beats him. Ludovic Klein probably KOs him on the feet. His stand-up, Matt Frivola beats him. We can go down the list. I've been to the top of the rankings and down, and all of them beat him. That was an awful performance. And I think the best hope for Paddy Pimblett, go full heel. He has to go full heel now. I think he already has. With the way he's reacting to this loss, I think he already has gone full heel. Because he is delusional about this. He's acting like it wasn't even close. Literally saying that word for word, it wasn't even close. What? Wasn't even close. Well, it wasn't even close. Like, I just won that fight real clear. I was taking round 3 off. After that round 1, you took round 3 off. You thought that was a good decision to make. This is the end of the road for Pimblett. End of the road. This is the end. It was fun while it lasted. The hype's dead in the water. He's going to have some fans. But I'm telling you right now, even on his Instagram page, he's going to get swamped with people saying he lost. So people can talk about who won and who this and all that. But he's going to get swamped by people who lost. You know what I mean? Swamped by people. And he should turn full heel. He should turn full heel. There's no other option. Go full heel. Take a lot of time off. Do not come back in March. He needs a year off to reinvent himself. Because his stand-up is awful. Jared Gordon's not good. And he looked terrible in this fight. Even Gordon will probably admit, I was feeling a bit off out there. Gordon will probably say that himself. He didn't look good on the feet in this fight. He looked awful. I think he was like expecting a takedown that never came. But he looked awful. He wasn't putting anything behind his shots. Can you imagine if Guram Kuteledzi's in there? Damir Ismagulov? Any of these actual savages at lightweight? Jesus. Maybe Pimblett should try out Claudio Puelles. Wouldn't be surprised if he tries that out, because Joel Alvarez on the feet. Do you see what Joel Alvarez did to Thiago Moises on the feet? Joel Alvarez, what he did to Thiago Moises. That he would do the same thing to Pimblett, but worse. Well, worst possible outcome. Because not only do you get people against Paddy, you're now there against the UFC as well, because they gave him the decision. It was a very close fight. I will say that. It was a very close fight, and there's arguments in round 3, but he shouldn't have won. He shouldn't have won the fight. I can't believe all 3 judges, 29-28. And I also can't believe 2 of them gave him the first round. That's the bad part. If one judge was... If it was a split... I honestly think it could have been a split decision. One judge giving him round 3. And then people could have made an argument if he lost, saying, well, he did more damage in round 3, though. But even then, like, the 2 judges to give him round 1, all of the media gave Gordon the fight, every single media member. The only person who scored it for Paddy was the backup ref. Like, that don't tell you there's some kind of institutionalized bias towards the star. I don't know what does. Goodbye. See you later. Yeah.